Welcome, Sakthi, to Can We Just Talk?
Hello, Kelly. So happy to be here.
The reason why we're having this conversation is because I saw on Facebook about a couple of people in my own Facebook friend thing sharing your post. And I was like, when I was reading the post, I was like, oh my God, this is something that, I have personally witnessed or experienced and I have talked about in my Can We Just Talk. And to see someone like do a replica of that, like have similar experience, it's very interesting. That's why I was like, இந்த ஆள்கிட்ட நம்ம பேசணும் or இந்த பொண்ணுட்ட நம்ம பேசணும். So and then I had to track you down, do some investigative journalism. No, அதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணும் இல்ல. So I want to first ask you is what motivated you or instigated you to put up this post? What was going through your mind?
Okay, if I'm being very honest, I was just not sleepy that night. If I'm not wrong, that was the day the whole Raiza Khan incident blew up. Everyone was talking about it. So like I also read the article. Then when I went to the comment section, that's when a lot of people were telling how whatever she did was not wrong. But there was this one guy who was replying to all those comments saying how she herself is being racist, is being socially divisive. So I felt like that downplayed whatever racism that we as minorities have experienced. So I thought, okay, why not? So I just went on to my Insta story. I started typing down like I rewind all the way back to secondary school, primary school.
Yes.
I thought of all the experiences that I had and I just put it down. It was no way meant to be gone viral as most viral posts. It was not intended to go that way. So what happened was my cousin actually DM'd me. He said that, hey bro, let me post this on my Twitter. Then I said, sure, you know what, post it, share your own experience. And that's how it blew up. It blew up on his Twitter.
Okay. Yeah. And because I saw it on Facebook, so obviously people are sharing on Facebook. Did you know about that?
Yeah, I did. Like it was, I think 2 days after I posted this, all my friends started PMing me. They were like, hey, it's blowing up on Twitter, it's blowing up on Facebook. Oh, you're a celebrity now. Then I'm like, hold up, no.
What is this people? Everything around me is like, you're a celebrity, you're famous now. I can't deal with people. Anyway, but what are some of the very important or memorable comments that you have received from your non-Indian friends about your post?
Okay, actually, personally, my friends have actually DM'd me, not a lot. Some of them have actually DM'd me and they were like, hey bro, listen, if I've ever done this, I'm so sorry. But now that you've brought it up, I understand. And moving forward, I won't say such things which I was very thankful for. Like, okay, at least my post is garnering some sort of awareness. But then there were people who behind the mask of social media anonymity, they were attacking my post instead. They were like, oh, you think only you guys can tell us what to do or what not to do? I also can do a list of things that I don't want Indians to do. Or like they were nitpicking small things in my post and turning against me like, oh, this is racist, this is racist, this is racist. So I received both ends of the spectrum then.
Yeah. And if they want to, they should. If I feel like if Malay people feel like there's things that we as Indians do, then they should say about it. And Chinese people, likewise, they should say about it, So it's like each to their own experience, right? And one thing that I said in my Can We Just Talk episode where I addressed this was that because I also have friends, Chinese people, who I consider really close friends of mine. And even like now, even after all this experience, I still consider them really close friends of mine. And one of the things that I highlight is that I don't think they are doing it intentionally. I just think they're doing it because of ignorance. So it's our duty to tell them that, okay, yeah, all these years they have gone by without anyone raising the alarm on it or calling them out on it. But now I am. So yeah, so then from now on, if you display such attitude, it means you're disrespecting me. That means you're no longer like, if I say I'm uncomfortable about this, but you tell me that no, you don't have the rights to be uncomfortable, because what I'm doing is not a bad thing. Why are you being so uncomfortable? What I'm not doing anything bad, right? So it's like justifying their own actions. So now what I want to do is I want to dissect your article, your post. Okay. I want you to go through each one and tell me a little bit about where that came from.
So yeah, the post was titled to my non-Indian friends, and the first stanza over there was, "It's not okay to make fun of my skin color. Yes, I'm dark. Yes, you can't see me when the lighting is dark, but neither can I see you. You don't glow in the dark. Your jokes are old. Kindly STFU." So this one, I'm sure a lot of dark-skinned people have gone through lah.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
let's be real. Like secondary school JC kids are immature. It's the only joke that they know how to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let me narrate this in like a hypothetical situation. Let's
Okay.
say the new Avengers movie has come out, and
Uh,
then you're going out as a group of 5 people, of whom 4 are Chinese, and you're the only Indian boy there.
yeah.
So you go buy popcorn, then you go sit down, then they dim down the lights. Then this Chinese guy turns, looks at you, and stares at you in the eyes and says, "Hey, where are you? I cannot see you."
I cannot see
In the
anymore.
correct. I cannot see you anymore. Hey, where he go missing? Then all my friends around there start laughing.
Yeah.
I've even had occasions where like people who are sitting in front of me who aren't even my friends start laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at that point when everyone is laughing at you, you don't know what to say. Yeah, it's many multiple occasions like that.
Yeah. And I've had very similar occasions as well, where people are like, they off the light. Actually, I had a friend who in Polytechnic who's much darker than me, and what they level towards me, it's not even as severe as what they level towards him. But you look at his face, he's kind of like used to it. So you can
Mm.
see, like, I can see the hurt every time, and I also see him processing it in his brain, and he's just like letting it go. And then so when they off the light, you're like, "Hey, Dave, don't off the light, Dave, we cannot see already." I
Exactly.
I'm laughing at it now because it's so comical, thinking about what they have done. So it is.
Yeah.
So and then you're addressing both of us in such a way. So the same thing I've said, the same dialogue as you, is that you also cannot glow in dark. I've said that as well. Now
Yeah, exactly.
moving on to the second one.
Okay, the second one is, "It's not okay to suddenly talk to me in an Indian accent. I'm pretty sure I speak better English than most of you." So for this part, actually the second half, the me being able to speak English better than them part, actually got a lot of backlash on Facebook and Twitter. People were saying that, "Oh, is he trying to insinuate that Chinese people can't talk English properly? Is he saying that Indians are more superior at speaking English?" And like, I don't know, I don't understand how they derive that from the statement.
Mhm. I
Yeah,
think
like
that if
what.
people want to nitpick your post, then they will find a way.
Exactly. So I told them, I actually replied to such comments, and I was clarifying my intentions that, number one, it's addressed to my non-Indian friends. I did not address it to an entire population. Number
Yes.
two, second part was a hyperbole. It's like I wanted to put it across in a powerful way that, A, I myself don't speak with an Indian accent. So why are you speaking to me with an Indian accent? Like, where is it coming from?
Yeah.
You know?
So
Yeah.
I've had similar experience as well. Once again, I've mentioned this before, where suddenly they're talking in perfect English. You make an entry into the scene. Hi, Tangachi! Like, where is this coming from? Like, hello. and
Yeah.
and exactly what you said is that I'm also speaking in proper English. I didn't come in with my accent. So why are you suddenly changing? And then you go to shops to buy food and everything. The guy who's selling you wonton mee or something like that. He just looks at you and say, "So Tangachi, one extra chili?" And I'm like, "Hello, why are you changing your accent for?" I
Yeah.
actually witnessed this once where the guy in front of me is a foreign worker, obviously from India, and he is coming to buy like bihun or something. And then that when he addressed the foreign worker, immediately it's like full on Indian accent coming out. So Tambi, you want this one and this one. So far he was talking properly. Okay, but the main is the foreign worker, the Indian foreign worker. He's like, "Hey Tambi, you want?" And I'm like, oh goodness, don't you dare try this on me because I was second in line, right? And I'm like, don't you try this on me. Other instances where people have like said that to you, like change the accent.
My family, like me and my cousins, right, during Deepavali time, we will go to Queenstown Shopping Center to buy our clothes, like, get new shirts and stuff. And we always patronize this one store because their shirts are beautiful. But every time he talks to us, he will talk to us with the Indian accent, and he will shake his head while talking, which I'll address in my next post. He will shake his head while talking, and he will talk to us in an Indian accent. He will also try to speak in broken Tamil. I appreciate him trying to speak in Tamil, but Tamil is a beautiful language. Don't destroy
Yes.
it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think I've had that instances as well. Um, so when that happens, have you ever like stopped them?
I think I've, like, similar to your friend, I've experienced this for way too long, to the point where I'm just numb. I just learn how to go with the flow. I just learn how to block it out.
Yeah, I think it's also because when we meet like people like who are we are selling, we are buying food from or buying something from, is that we meet them like that once, and then it's like, yeah, why make a big deal out of it, right? Pay your money and then move on, right? But I think that when it comes to the friends, is why we are speaking out, is that because you specifically said is to my non-Indian friends, right? It's because they are the ones we interact with on a more long-term basis, on a frequent basis. Therefore, we experience this more. But a one-time thing, it's not really a big deal to us. Third one.
Okay, then third one is, it's not okay to shake your head when you talk to me. Do you have a cervical spine problem? Go get it checked. So this one, I intended it to be a bit funny, because cervical spine is in the neck area. So I don't shake my head when I talk. And the fact that you are shaking, to me, it feels like you have a neck problem. Like, shake for what? I think
Yeah.
this whole shaking head came from like our Bharatanatyam, where they have like head shaking movements and things like that. So people just extrapolate it to that, oh, Indians equals shake head when they talk. So they just do it back to us. And they don't understand how insulting it is.
Yeah. I have instances where I'm sitting with someone who is from a foreign country, and that when I'm talking to them, I naturally, because they are doing the way they talk is, they shake their head and they talk the way, the accent and everything is so strong. Naturally, when you sit across someone for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you will start talking like that, because we are speaking in Tamil, we are speaking in Telugu, or whatever the case is. We start talking like them, whichever. If you're sitting across American, you start speaking, you don't realize it, but you suddenly
Yeah.
change your body language and your tone according to the person. So that one I can understand. That one is totally fine. But then it's like
Yeah.
suddenly they come to us and like all this thing, all this funky like hip hop thing going on, like with that one, that one I don't understand. So
Yeah.
it's
And
true.
the head shake is always accompanied by the Yenda Punana. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
always accompanied by that word. And
yeah.
till date, I don't know what it means. I don't know what they're trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they will say, right? They'll shake their head and say that.
Yeah.
It's such a stupid, ignorant thing, man. Okay, number
Exactly.
4.
Okay, number 4, it's not okay to ask if I eat curry every day. Do you see me going around asking if you'll eat dogs? How ignorant and dumb must you be to think we eat curry on a daily basis? So this one also, the second line, I got a lot of backlash because of the eating dog things. They were saying that, oh, he himself is being racist. But what I'm trying to prove that is, Chinese people eating dog is a stereotype. Just like how Indians eating curry is a stereotype. So if it's okay for you to normalize us eating curry, then why is it not okay for us to normalize your stereotype?
Yeah, I
Yeah, that's what I
agree.
was trying to do.
Yeah, basically you're trying to say that each race has their own kind of nuances. They have their own thing that they do in their race. And basically you're trying to say is that, do I go poking in your business and asking you all this kind of thing, right? So I totally get that. I also have the instance where people say that, wow, you smell like coconut, you smell like curry, something like that. And then it's like, for example, there was one time when I wanted to like borrow a jacket from someone because it was very cold, and then he said, I don't want to lend you, later I'll smell like curry, it'll take forever to wash it off. So it's yeah, they associate thing. Okay, it does. The fact that if I eat curry or sambal, like who cares? But the fact that he would say something like that, now last time,
Mm.
when you put coconut oil in your hair, everybody's like, "Eee, coconut oil. You all put coconut oil all the time. Why? Yeah, you smell like coconut." But now Western culture is like coconut oil is the best thing to ever happen in your life. Please wear coconut oil, ladies and men. Please wear coconut oil. Like that is the thing that
Okay.
now Western culture is doing.
Okay, number 5 is it's not okay to make fun of the small red dot on the Indian girl's forehead. Go get your uneducated as familiarized. So this one has happened when actually this one happened in primary school where there's this trip to Little India, then you go
Yes.
around temple and everything. So I think this was the first time my friends were seeing the all the Indian ladies wearing botte.
Mm.
And I had this group of people come and ask me, what is it for? If I press, will you all self-destruct?
No. Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
Because as someone who knows what it symbolizes, like it has like cultural value to it. When
Yeah.
you make fun of something that holds cultural significance, I will get insulted.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
exactly.
not been asked that question because I don't wear potu, but I think that the only question that I've been asked regarding potu is why some people wear red color, why some people wear black color. But that one is a acceptable question, right? It's like more of like they're curious to know what's up with that.
If you're asking something in order to learn about their culture, then it's fine. As someone from that culture, I'll take pride in telling you what it means. But
Yeah.
if you're going to ask me in a sarcastic, making fun manner, then no, you're not going to get answers.
But someone say that the potu was so big, it's like a stop sign, like something like that. So, but it's the Indian making fun of the Indian stuff. So, where do you come from with that?
Okay, I think internalized racism is definitely also a big thing in Singapore.
Yeah.
Like Indians themselves making fun of Indians, and they think it's fine because I'm making fun of my own type. My
Mm.
own type, I'm making fun of them, so it's fine. But that's like saying bullying is fine because it's a human making fun of another human. So
Yeah.
like they need to know like that just because you all are the same caste or the same of the same culture, it does not normalize you talking bad about it.
Yeah, and I also feel like the minute that we start saying self-deprecating jokes about our race in front of our Chinese friends or other race friends, is that we are giving them permission to do the same thing to us. It enables them to continue doing, saying the same thing, and then they'll turn back and say, "But you said it first." Number
Number
six.
6, it's not okay to start laughing when I talk in Tamil to my parents when we are out. Are you all jealous I'm bilingual, but most of you struggle to speak your own mother tongue? Be ashamed. So
Mm,
this one was really very personal because
mm,
at home, my parents and I, we speak in Tamil. So when I go out with my Chinese friends and my parents call, so I'll obviously respond in Tamil. I'll be like, ஆமாம்மா நம்ம இன்னும் வெளியே தான் இருக்கோம் சாப்பிட்டுட்டு இருக்கோம் படம் பார்க்க போறோம். I'll tell that. And one group will start laughing while the other group tries to imitate me.
mm.
And like, I don't understand what's so funny. I'm having an actual conversation, but just in a different language. I'm sure if you saw someone speaking Spanish or French or like in front of you, you will be like, wow, such a beautiful language. But why can't you do that to my Tamil?
Exactly. Wow, what a beautiful language. What does that mean? Can you teach me? Yeah, I've had that experience also, but they more of talk. They say that wow, you speak so fast, man. Like you're rapping, man. Like I don't think anyone has. I think none of my friends have thought like made fun of that, but more of like just saying that ooh, wow, you suddenly changed. It was like so exciting. Like, why you how can you talk so fast? Like you're rapping. So அப்படின்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க, but I don't think like suddenly like in primary school or secondary school, like you're talking to a Chinese friend and then your Indian friend comes in and then you're like, hey, அந்த homework பண்ணிட்டியா? ஐயோ டீச்சர் ஏச போறாங்களா ஐயோ அப்படின்னு you just suddenly switch and then you go back and then you are like, and then your friend stares at you like, what just happened? Like that kind of stuff. But other than that, like seeing us change like in that tone and then suddenly coming back, I don't for my experience is that I've never felt I've never had a very racist remark with that thing. Okay, moving on.
Hmm. Okay, number 7, it's not okay to ask if the random Indian dude who walked past me is my uncle. This is just plain dumb.
Yep.
This happens every time I go with my friends to Tekka to go and eat.
Yeah.
They will tell the waiter is my brother. They will tell the cashier is my uncle. Then some random dude will walk by and be like, hey, your father. Like, what are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to prove?
Yeah. And so when I started doing Kelly's comedy channel, right? I had people say, Hey, do you know Pretty Please? And I'm like, who's that? And they'll be like, she's Indian, you are Indian, you all should know each other. Sometimes it's like in our own company, it's like there's one Indian. So it's like it's one Indian is me, and then there's another Indian, and they're like, hey, you both need to get to know each other. Stop with your socializing thing for Indians. You don't make yourself the president of making Indian racial harmony over here. You know, so like enough. We can make our own friends. You know, I make my friends not according to race. I make my friends according to who I want to be friends with. So these things has
Exactly.
happened to me also. The same thing, like, hey, the guy, the one over there is Prata uncle. You know him or not? And I'm like, how? You know, I don't. First of all, I don't eat prata, and second of all, why would you assume something like that? It's so stupid,
Exactly.
right? So, I I know that as much as we are laughing about this, it's like when that happens, it's like so annoying to us. Yeah,
Exactly.
because
It hits you when you're least expecting, and you don't know
yeah,
how to respond to it.
yeah,
Okay, the eighth one is it's not funny to put a black object against my skin and ask, hey, where is it? It's 2020, wake up. So this one, it still happens, lah, honestly. Like, if you go and sit down and the table is black and I put my hand on the table, they will be like, oh, his hands disappeared. But here's the thing, I'm not black, I'm brown. So, like,
yeah,
are you colorblind?
yeah. I've had the same thing. Yeah, like they are like black colored, and I'm like, where do you see the black? Like, where do you see the black? I am brown. We are brown colored people. I have to say that I'm fortunate enough that I have never experienced this before, where I've never experienced. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. It may. Okay, I think I remember this. Okay, maybe it's not about where I'm sitting or object. It's more what I'm wearing. For example, like if
Um,
I'm wearing a black shirt and a black I like to wear black shirt and black pants all the time, black dresses all the time. So they're like, hey, black, 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 all black. Then how? You know, I've had that instances before.
I even had like this random uncle that I was buying chicken rice from because it was quite late at night. And he told me to go cross the road carefully because the car can't see me because I'll blend in with the
Oh
darkness.
my goodness.
It's an uncle that I just met. Like, I literally know him for 1 minute and he's already making such comments.
Okay, but uh, do you think he's saying it in a sarcastic way because he thinks you're black, or do you think that he's like legit saying it?
No, I felt like the way he said it, like it felt like it was a genuine concern that I will blend in with the darkness.
Oh,
Like, he
okay.
didn't think anything was wrong with it. He just said it like he says hi or bye. It was he passed it in a very normal tone.
Okay. All right. Which means that if it's so normal for him to say this, I bet he have said this a lot of times to other people. Okay.
Exactly.
The last one.
Yeah, the last paragraph was, I may have laughed at all this, but deep down I have been very annoyed. I told you all off, but in a friendly tone, because I believe you guys will change. Not anymore. One more joke and I won't think twice before I lash out. Enough is enough.
When you say you lash out, you basically mean that you will call them out on it, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I haven't called them out, but I've been very nice about it. I'll be like, hey bro, no lies. It's not funny. Let's stop. But they take the niceness for granted.
Yeah.
They'll stop for that one, but in the next meeting it will continue and the cycle repeats itself. So I feel like we need to give them a one times good one for them to like drill that it's not okay.
Yeah. Um, for me, for my friends, I've said that because I've done this episodes on can we just talk about this like several times, at least 4 to 5 times. So I've nowadays when I meet someone and they slip up on a comment like that, I'll simply say, hey, you want to feature on my next Can We Just Talk, is it? That's pretty much it. Using my uh, influencer things for this. Anyway, no matter how much
Yeah.
they put like Black Lives Matter or no matter what they do, is that because they don't equate what they say to what's the injustice that is happening. They think that what they're saying is
Correct.
completely harmless.
Correct.
It is totally
Correct.
not from a mean, malicious intention. They feel like it's
Correct.
just a joke. Take it as a joke. They get offended when we don't take it as a joke.
Think that we're overly sensitive, we're getting
Exactly.
butthurt.
They're like, Kelly, why are you so sensitive? Can't you take a joke? Ayo. This is kind of things that I've heard. So when you tell early times when you tried like telling your friends about it, what are some of the comments they have told you?
No, they definitely, because I've gotten a lot of such jokes, right? So like in primary school, I'll just laugh about it, but in secondary school, I'll actually try to tell them off, and like some of them would stop, but some of them will be like, "Aya, you very easily butthurt lah. Yeah, you very sensitive lah," and they like to use this word called banter, because I was from a all boys secondary school, so it's very common for boys, to just like play around, tease around, but when they make racist comments and I get offended, they'll say, "Hey, it's another form of banter. What? Why you cannot tahan?" Then I don't know how to move on from that.
Yeah. It's completely right. It's just that, okay, in your mind, do you have a banter with a Chinese person? Like, but do you have things that you can say to them that is actually racist, but it's funny? But don't say that to me now.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that do you have that information?
yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah, but then you don't say that, right? When they're saying we are having a banter, right? Because we
Yeah,
don't feel like it's right to say that. So
yeah.
then they should not banter with us.
Correct. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. As for a person who's watching, your friend or my friend who's watching this video, what are ways that we can where they can learn, and we can educate them and we can teach them so they don't make these mistakes again? I always tell my friends, hey, you say that to me, I maybe let you off because you're my friend, but you say that to someone else, they're going to slap you in your face. So you better
Yeah.
like stop it now, okay? I'm telling you, you don't do it now, because I don't think she is going to allow you to say all those things. You're gonna get slapped in your face. So you better learn from me when I say it. I mean, that's how I said it about like 4 years ago to my friends. So how do you think that we can teach our non-Indian friends?
Actually, I think right, we have been kind of teaching them all this while when we say stop, don't do it. That's like our way of opening up a conversation to them learning. But it's when they don't take up the conversation. So when someone says stop, I think what they should do first is don't gaslight them. Like if they say stop, you just stop. Then apologize and ask them like, hey, why is it so insensitive? Like what did I say that made you get angry? And that will open up the door to a conversation where they can learn more about the culture and what they can say and what's not okay to say. So I think it's not really up to us whether we want to teach them, but it's more up to them whether they are ready for that kind of a conversation.
Yeah, I think that's very important. And also, I had a conversation with my friend, and I was like, someone, it's a friend. I said this in the episode where my friend Indian, both of us we are Indian, and then we were like going near a baby, and the baby was crying, and then the father or mother of the baby basically said to us that. Oh, she has not been around Indians, so she's not familiar with you, and that's why she's crying. And so the both of us laughed it off, but we both felt that it was very inappropriate and very ugly. They're basically they're teaching their baby about all these things, right? So I called her up, and I was very curious because I was doing the episode. I was like, okay, I was not comfortable with this. I didn't really laugh a lot, but I saw you laughing a lot. Like, so where do you stand on this? Then she told me that, Kelly, basically it's just that if I would have pointed out we are there to have fun, the whole thing is going to turn awkward like this. So that's
Yes,
why
yes.
I'm like, we just move on, and I don't want to make things awkward. That's all. And then it's like standstill. The whole fun day is standstill. So that's why I don't want to
Exactly.
like call them out on it. So if would in this kind of scenario where you're going like a picnic with your barbecue with your friends, your non-Indian friends, and then someone says something similar to you, like, hey, my baby is crying because it's not familiar with he or she is not familiar with a dark colored person, what would
Mm.
your reaction or thing be? What would you say?
Okay, like I think I share the same sentiments as your friend. Like I would laugh it off,
Mm.
but I mean deep inside I'll get hurt lah. but I will still laugh it off because we're there to have a good time. We're there to have fun. If the situation changes, everyone is going to blame that on me, as if
Yeah.
like it's all my fault, and I don't want that. Like, so let's just forget it. Let's just move on. You said something stupid. I told you to stop. You're not stopping. Fine. Let's just move on.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't have a concrete solution. I don't think neither do you. It's like we both
Yeah.
don't have concrete solution to this because we are both still in it. But I think that as the whole scenario of racism is coming out, there's more topics people discussing about it. I think that it's only our really really close friends that we can like say that don't say things shit like that. It's the only the closest people that we can say. Acquaintance all is like I'm going to meet them like once in a while. It's like I honestly don't care about teaching them. It's like like I'm not going to take a class. If you want a class, like okay, pay me for it. It's just my close friends that I'm going to interact with like frequently, that I'm going to be talking about it. And also like protecting them. Like I want to protect them from getting slapped by someone with less patience. So my thing is just basically like what you said, is that they should be willing to learn, and they should be more aware of what's coming out of their mouth in this very sensitive, racially divisive community that we are living in right now.
Because when BLM was trending, a lot of influencers, a lot of my friends, people who I'm following on Instagram but rarely post stories, were now posting about the Black Lives Matters. But when we were bringing our issues up, only the Indians were sharing this. All the influencers, all my other friends were very, very quiet. So that kind of like ticked me off. Like, you are willing to talk about something that's happening somewhere else, about someone you don't even know, but one of your closest friends, someone that you've gone to school with for many years, is experiencing this, and you don't want to talk about that. That's just hypocrisy at its finest, I think.
Racism in Singapore is very subtle. Like it's there, but it's not there. Nobody talks about it so much because you can't talk about what you can't see. So, and
Mm,
that's why people are all about Black Lives Matters, because you saw it.
yeah,
So in Singapore, you don't see it. It's like
yeah.
someone said, I don't know who it is. He said that racism in Singapore is like, no, he was talking about in the US, but I think it applies to Singapore more. Racism in Singapore is like the dust in the air. It's only when you put the light to it, you see how much it is. When it's in the
Mhm.
darkness, you don't really see it much. So I think that's the same thing in Singapore as well. When people expect content creators, Chinese, non-Indian influencers in Singapore to talk about racism, why should they? When they have not seen it. So
Mm,
they're
mm, mm,
blankly talking about something that they don't know. Unless they bring
mm,
someone on their show, on their video, and then that person shares, then they can react to it. But why should someone talk about something that they have not experienced?
mm,
So
mm, mm.
this whole forcing people to talk about something, I don't believe in that culture as well.
Okay, I guess yeah, that is kind of true. But then again, when you have when you have people from that culture sharing their own stories, the least you can do is like share what they've shared, and like kind of widen the reach. Like, it's not your personal experience, but it's someone you know about, and then you can just share it. And if you're guilty of what they said, just apologize. It's the silence that is very annoying to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, like what you said, if the person, someone close to them is sharing this experience, like a Chinese content creator influencer in Singapore, and a Chinese, an Indian friend or someone said something, and then they come and on their platform and share their friend's story, it makes a lot of sense. But
Mm,
picking up like stranger story and talking about it, I mean, there must be a
mm,
reason why they're doing it, unless they're totally talking about racism or they're not talking about racism. That's basically it.
right.
So
Yeah.
anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you today about. Is there anything else that you would like to share before we end this session?
It's just about being aware and knowing what you say lah. If you say something that's offensive and someone says it's offensive, don't gaslight them. Don't try to prolong that conversation. If you feel like telling racist comments or speaking in a weird accent is going to make you bond with them in a special kind of way, let me just tell you, no, it's just going to make us angry. So just stop, apologize, and try to find out why it's wrong, and don't do it again. Yeah, that's my advice.
Good luck for your university. I hope you find success in whatever that you're doing. And I'll maybe speak to you soon.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
having me.
Bye.